Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome Ashlyn Mason, author of Growing Fruit.
Hey.
Okay, I just want to make sure I had that part. Okay, so what inspired you to write this book, Growing Fruit, which I love the cover and everything. It's gorgeous. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you for reading it, and I'm glad that you liked it. So Growing Fruit is a collection of poems that I wrote over the course of a few years with no intention of actually making it into a book. I just had a bunch of journals. I keep journals. I write all the time. And I was just reading over some, at the end of the year, I tend to have a moment of reflection where I like read notes and journal entries from the year just to kind of reflect, remember what happened, remember what I prayed for, and all those things. And they just kind of sounded different to me. They spoke to me in a different way. So I started organizing the poems based off of subject matter. And I had a friend read them, and I was encouraged to do more with it because I never really shared my writing. It was something that I just did as an outlet. But when I shared it with other people, the response was good, and I was encouraged, with friends and family to share more of it. That it wasn't something that I was supposed to just sit on. That it wasn't just for me. So that's how it was birthed. But the poems were collected over the years, different phases and different journeys of my life and young adulthood, young womanhood. And so I thought that it told a nice story, actually. The poems that I selected and put it in an order that told a story of growth. So that's how Growing Fruit came to be.
Amazing. So I'm going to read the excerpt, Keep Living, and then we'll read Prayer to Love in a few minutes.
Okay. Sounds good.
So you mentioned in the first chapter, Keep Living, and it says, the funny thing about healing is that it's never complete. The truth is we'll suffer again in this lifetime. I ask that we suffer well. Whatever our trials turn out to be, I pray they don't break us indefinitely. Instead, I pray we endure and learn from adversity, than to live entirely with no wisdom to share with our brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And so my question for you is, what has your healing process been like?
What has my healing process been like? So that's an interesting question. I think it looks different in different stages, depending what you're healing from. If it's a relationship that's over, loss of a job, loss of a loved one. I think it looks different in each phase. And that's kind of what I was talking about in that first that opening. And I believe that I feel like there's always something that we'll be healing from. It's just kind of what we do in that time of grief. And so for me, prayer is definitely prominent. It's very king for me. That helps me get through a lot of different things, whatever I'm healing from, if it's just a bad day or, stressful, being overwhelmed with things, prayers is helpful for me. Quiet time, kind of silencing the noise, taking a break from social media or the things that are stressing me out, and writing, journaling. So healing, depending on what it is that I'm healing from. And I just let it take its course. You have to kind of just go through things sometimes. There's no quick exit. So you have to allow yourself to feel how you feel and to keep going from there. And so that's my motto across the board when going through any type of process of healing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, you wrote a poem called Prayer to Love.
Yeah.
What I love about this poem is that it gives hope to those whose hearts have been broken. Can you read it for us?
Sure. Why do you like this one so much? What is it? How did it speak to you? I just always like to ask that.
This one spoke to me like prayer to love, just like when you say, don't let the soul be damaged. Um, let me seek real things. And I feel like, especially the last part, Lord, please let me be open to love and give me a healthy heart. That has been my prayer in this journey because my heart has been broken at times. And sometimes we can come off guarded and we can close ourselves off from people who genuinely want to care and love us. But because of past hurts, we tend to harden our hearts. And so I love that last part. Lord, please let me be open to love and give me a healthy heart.
Yeah, yep, that's it. That's the best thing that you can do because it's not over. But I will read this prayer to love. Don't let my heart be damaged. Please let me love like an innocent child. Let me see with new eyes. Don't let my soul be damaged. Please let me love like it's always my first time. Let me seek real things and make me a repellent for lies and inconsistency. After all of the men that have bent my heart, make it better again. Lord, please let me be open to love. Give me a healthy heart. Prayer to love. Yeah, that's it.
And I love that you have like the journal options along with the poetry so that people can add their own personal prayers as well.
Yeah, that's important for me to include because I'm such a journaler. That's kind of my gift to anyone who gets the book. So you too can write those things. I think a lot of times we read things and they remind us of other things in our lives, or just encouraging us to share that. So I'm glad that you enjoyed that too.
Aww. You mentioned in the third chapter a prayer called Chosen.
Mm-hmm.
And let me find it here. Might have written down the wrong page number. Oh, here it is.
It's 50.
Oh, okay. I wrote down 47. And I like this poem because everyone wants to be chosen, everyone wants to be loved. And I'm going to let you read it first, and then I'll make some further comments.
Okay, sounds good. Chosen. I want someone to choose me, someone to always love me. When someone chooses to love, they have committed. It's hard to leave when you choose to love. I haven't been chosen. I pray for someone to love all of me, even when they don't like all of me. I pray someone sees me, just a portion of the way God sees me. I pray for someone who will not choose me once, but each day of our lives. Chosen.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, tell me more. What do you think?
The part where it's, I pray for someone to love all of me, because sometimes, like, well, we all have flaws, but if we're being real, like, we all got the pretty side to us, and then we have some like a rough side to it sometimes that God is still polishing. And I pray for someone that sees me just as God sees me. This has also been my prayer. But yeah, I want someone to choose me. And I love this poem. I feel like that would be perfect to like read at like a wedding or something. So I might ask you in the future. Just let you know. I'm not engaged or anything, still single, but I absolutely love it.
So thank you. Yeah, this is I wrote this. I'm not sure how old you are, but I feel like I wrote this like in my mid-20s. And I think it's a very natural and human thing to just want to be chosen and wanting to be loved by someone. But over the years, you learn who you really need to be chosen by, and that's our God, and that's yourself. And so before desiring it from anyone else, which is normal, it's not to say don't want that in life, because that wouldn't be the right thing to say. But a lesson that I learned was to choose me and make sure that God was happy with me first before I was desiring so much to be chosen by, a man that I was with or anything like that. So there's also a process with that, but I think it's a very natural thing to want that. I think we all, obviously, we were made for connection. So it's a very normal thing.
Chosen. I love it. I love it. You mentioned pray for someone who prays. This is on page 52.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take long to fall for someone. You either fall or you don't. You will know if you like their character. The hard part is learning how to work with someone else, working with their flaws, insecurities, and their past. It doesn't take long to know when you're connected to someone. It is what one does with that connected feeling. This is what determines the next steps. So pray for someone who isn't afraid to act on their connection to you. Pray for someone who can find their true self underneath all life's experiences. Pray for someone who prays.
Yeah.
I think this is important because I'm definitely a woman of faith. Prayer is my superpower. And it's important as God is directing me, God is also directing that other person, because it says steps of a good man are ordered by God, and he delights in his way. So I just love it. I love it.
Yeah, no, and that's a good thing to pray for. And that is a high quality to be a woman of faith. And I know that everybody has a list of things that they want in a partner, but a lot of times I think, at least my younger self, it wasn't, I pray that I meet a guy that prays. Like, that wasn't on my list in my early 20s. And you develop and you grow. And if a man is doing that and his steps are ordered by God, that's a healthy partnership, that you could have. So, when we're making lists, that's an important thing, because we still make lists. But when we're making the list, make sure that we also have prayer on that list, because that's king.
Absolutely. You have written a poem called Developing. And I like this poem because we're always a work in progress.
Yeah, yes, we are.
There's always something to be learned. So I really, really like this one. So let's hear you read Developing.
Okay, developing. There is a part of me I have yet to meet, a part of me who is much freer and much more loving, a part of me that is more piercing and much more confident. There is a part of me that I am getting to know. There is a part of me that is developing. Developing. Yeah.
Yep, we're still developing. Absolutely.
Yeah, we never stop. And the only problem is, if you do, that's the problem.
Right. Whenever you think you have arrived, nope.
Yeah, there's always something to learn. Everyone should feel that way, no matter where you are in life. So yes, we should always be developing to be our best selves. I believe that.
And you have your book is called Growing Fruit. And when I think about growing fruit, I also think of the fruits of the spirit: patience, joy, love, peace, kindness, gentleness, goodness.
Yeah.
We often leave out long suffering, self-control. So I just think of being fruitful as you are developing, especially in those virtues.
Yeah, definitely. You hit it on the head. I mean, that is what growing fruit is. The title of the book, Growing Fruit, is a symbol of fruits of the spirit. So each chapter deals with that, and how we grow and how we should want to grow more and fruits of the spirit. But, the truth of, the bumps along the way are our human nature can get in the way sometimes of that. But that is exactly what growing fruit is, growing in fruits of the spirit. You got it.
And sister, amen.
That's it.
And then you have written a poem called All That I Am. And so I'll have you read that one.
Okay, all that I am. I am a woman seeking God. I am a woman with ambition. I am a woman with wit. I'm a beautiful woman. I am a supportive woman. I am a patient woman. I am a caring woman. I am a forgiving woman. I am a strong woman. I am a creative woman. I am a woman of significance. I am a woman who treasures family. I am a woman who values culture. I am a woman who is resilient. I am a woman who is brilliant. I am a woman who admires love. All that I am.
I like that this is affirming and it exemplifies the great qualities that we have as women, because oftentimes we forget the beauty that we have, the treasure that we have, and we forget to affirm ourselves. And because we do a lot and we have qualities, good qualities that should be recognized. So I really love that. And I like want to put it on my wall to just like be reminded every day all that I am.
Yeah, you should. I mean, we should all do that. And hopefully you added your own affirmations to it too. At the bottom, there's space. But if you, I think, we have to, it's hard sometimes to affirm ourselves or be comfortable with, congratulating ourselves opposed to having other people do that for us. So setting your own affirmations, there's power in that for sure.
You know what I would add for myself is
Yeah, tell me.
I am I'm a hopeful romantic, not hopeless. I'm
Okay,
hopeful.
there's a difference.
Well, yes, never hopeless, always hopeful.
You are a hopeful woman.
Hopeful romantic. I love all those things, cliche, cheesy, romantic stuff, hearts, all of that stuff. Like hopeful romantic. So hopefully,
But
and
what else would you add to that?
um, well, a lot of them you actually have on here. I would also add I am a worshiper. Um,
Hmm.
you already have I am creative. I would say I am a caregiver.
Okay, that's
Uh,
beautiful.
thank you. Let's see what else. I am a woman of elegance.
That's a good one.
It's a
I
lot.
like that.
It's a lot more.
Yeah, keep adding to it. Yeah.
Um, I am a woman who prays.
Yes.
I am a warrior in the spirit.
These are all great affirmations. You can add them right now. This is a growing poem.
I love it.
Yeah.
I
Good.
love
Those are
that.
good. Those are good ones.
As I could, really sit down, I could add more and more and more for sure.
That's a beautiful thing.
Thank you. I love that one. I'm gonna put it on my wall. The last poem I would like you to read is called Blossom.
Blossom. What you see is attainable, but what's to come is unimaginable. Dreams are like tasting a familiar piece of a whole. When you only have the strength of a stem and faith the size of a mustard seed, you will still bloom. When that one thing serves as your sun shines, you have no choice but to blossom.
You have no choice but to blossom.
Yeah, the work you put in, God's grace, praying over it, it'll happen. Whatever
Absolutely,
that thing is for you, I do believe that. In God's will.
definitely. How have you grown since you started writing this book?
Oh, well, I think in a lot of ways, definitely my writing has grown, expressions have grown, much more vulnerable. Just publishing a book will make you very vulnerable. It'll make you very open because it's scary. I had a lot of fear around it. I was not sharing a lot of my work and, publicly. I mean, I write and I do those things for other people all of the time, but rarely had done it for, or promoted myself in that sense as far as the work. So I have become much more open, definitely more vulnerable. Um, and more trusting because it takes a lot. You have to put your pride and your ego aside in a process like this. And so it's been very rewarding in that way. So there's been a lot of growth in those areas of my life since I published Growing Fruit, for sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I just love your book. I absolutely, absolutely love it.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm very happy that you do
And the
and that
illustrations,
resonated.
the illustrations are beautiful.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite parts. One of my close friends did the illustration for the book, and that process was really fun. I mean, the entire process of this was a blast. Hard work, but it was a lot of fun figuring out what the illustrations should look like for each chapter. And so it's an ode to women of every kind because it's all women in each cover chapter art. So I love it too. It's one of my favorite pieces.
Where can people purchase your book?
Oh, so Growing Fruit is available online at Barnes and Noble, online at Target, and online on Amazon. Or you can always go to ashlynmason.com to purchase a book as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. And I will try to leave links down below so people can click on them.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me, Ashlyn, for coming on the show. Is there any last words you would like to say before I close out?
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me, to inviting me and sharing your platform. This is very special. And I'm just happy to be here. And I hope that, more folks can get Growing Fruit and have a good experience with it and do more journaling and writing and doing the self work that we all are trying to do to just develop and be better people. So that's why I write.
Well, keep on writing because you're definitely inspiring a lot of people, including me.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And until next time, you're watching The Janay Wells Show. Bye.